guys, welcome back to my channel. I got my hot cocoa here and we're gonna have a little heart-to-heart because I wanted to sit down and be super real with you guys because I know that this is something that a lot of you guys go through and it's something that I've been going through recently, so I wanted to have a little heart-to-heart. And I don't drink tea, so here we are with hot cocoa. Let's go ahead and get started. So, breakups, they suck. They're not fun, but they happen. The majority of us go through them multiple times. Or once, or twice, or multiple times. But I'm here to tell you that it's not the end of the world. Breakups does not mean that you are forever alone. Breakups, just think of them as the end of a chapter. Because sometimes that's really what they are, is they're just an end of a chapter in your story, and it sucks, and sometimes that's the page or the chapter you don't want to read, but regardless, it happened, it's an experience, and you're gonna get through it. I'm living proof that you can get through breakups, even though they suck. I'm not here to tell you that they suck and then, okay, you have to get over it. No, I'm not telling you that. How you really get over a breakup and how you get through a breakup is number one thing you have to do is go to Jesus about it. Give it all to Him. Give your hurt, your anger, your frustration to Him, because if you're in the position where they broke up with you, you have to let that anger out and you need to go to God with it. That's the number one piece of advice that I can give you, and that's where you're gonna find your closure. That's where you're gonna find your serenity. That's where you're gonna be okay, because God is on your side. He does not want you going through this, but this is just a trial. It's just a part of your story. Yeah, you might have thought you were going to marry them, but maybe sometime down the road you might still marry the person, whatever. But don't think about that right now. Think about how you're going to get through it. Think about how you're going to heal from it, because it's just things we can't change. Like, you can't make someone love you, and why are you going to try to make someone love you? If they don't want to love you, then that's their loss. Because I promise you, down the road, when they see that you're with someone who gives you the world and more, they're going to regret letting you go. Because if everyone around them knows how good of a person you are, and the fact that they just were like, oh, okay, drop you, they're going to regret it eventually. No, you don't have to be sitting around stalking them and hoping that they're like, oh, I shouldn't have let her go. No. Don't worry about them anymore. They're not a part of your life anymore. But I promise you it's okay to feel. I promise you that it's okay to cry about it, because yeah, it hurts. It sucks. They might start saying crap about you, but that doesn't define you. Jesus defines you. And how you act and how you respond in it, that's what truly matters. I've been doing my best to just hold back all the anger and frustration and just let it go, because that's honestly what we need to do, is just let it go. It's not easy at all, I promise you. There's hundreds of times when I think about my ex and I'm like, you know, I just wish things were different, you know, or I miss them or something like that, and that's okay. You're a human, you're allowed to do that. But so what? They're not a part of your life anymore, and you have so many goals and dreams and hopes. So don't let them take that away from you. Because I promise you, if you keep going despite all of the stuff that they put you through, and you keep going even if they just randomly cut you off, they're going to come back and see how well you're doing, and they're going to be like, why did I let her go or him go? Because you don't need no one. You don't. You really don't. You need God. That's who you need. Because at the end of the day, He's the one that's there for you. Because people can up and leave whenever the heck they want. But God's going to stay by your side no matter what. Despite the hell, despite the crap, He's going to be there for you. You have to let Him be there. And first and foremost, you have to fall in love with Him before you can ever think about being in a relationship. Because everything's going to backfire if you don't. It doesn't matter how good you are of a person or whatever. It doesn't. But I promise you that you can get through this. In a couple months from now, you're going to be like, why the heck was I even feeling like that? And a year from now, you're going to be like, wow, why did I waste my life like that? You know, like, what was I doing? But don't think of this as the end or the end of your story, because it's not. They just don't know what's going on in their life. They don't know. And they're still trying to figure it out. Thank them for letting you go, because you don't need to be all caught up in that. If you've exhausted yourself and you did everything to save that relationship, that's all you can do. And then whenever it's just like, you just have to call it quits. You have to say, I'm done. Because if you give someone the world and you pursue them and you do everything you can, you buy stuff for them, you try to visit them, everything like that, that's worth it. That's a good relationship. But if they're not doing any of that back, that's not a good relationship. And you have to identify if this relationship is toxic or not. You have to identify, are you in a healthy relationship? And if there's something going on, you have to work to resolve that problem, not argue about it. Not shut each other out, because it's not going to do anything. It's not going to change anything. And one of the sucky things is no matter what someone says, it doesn't mean that they're going to hold to that. And you just have to take it with a grain of salt and say, I'm stronger than this. I'm made for more than this. I'm not going to let you pull me down. So yeah, you went through a breakup. You had a breakup. They left you. You have so much to offer this world. And I promise you, whenever you do meet the right person, they're going to make sure that you know your worth, and they're going to make sure that they do everything they can to not lose you, despite the crap that you go through. And they'll be there, even if it's 4 o'clock in the morning and you're fighting about something. They're going to be there. They're going to be selfless. But the most important thing that you have to do is you have to pray about it. And I'm telling you, if you pray about the person who broke up with you, it's going to help a lot, because they need that prayer. They need some hope. They might be lost. They might be confused. And if they're not a Christian, you don't have to try to make them, oh God, I hope that they become a Christian or they turn to you, because that's ultimately their decision. That's their choice. But you can pray that they'll have wisdom in the decisions that they make, that they'll have wisdom in the next relationship that they're in. You have to pray and you have to affirm these truths, because if you really do love them, if you do care about them, you have to be respectful. And you have to affirm these things because they're true. The person that I was with, I absolutely love him. And I'm not going to talk bad about him. Yeah, he said some pretty crappy things about me, but so what? I'm praying that God will speak through him, and that he would watch his words. He would watch his actions. Because they hurt people. And lots of the times he realizes that after the fact. And I just pray that he would be slow to anger, slow to speak. And those are the things that you have to pray for about people, whether you like them or not, whether they hurt you or not. Being kind to people and doing whatever you can to help them or be there or whatever, that's what's important in life. Yeah, it sucks that they don't want to talk to you. Yeah, it sucks that they blocked you, but you can't change that. Sometimes you just have to be like, okay, they walked out of your life, you got to go close that door. And if they want to come back in, you have to be so careful to let them back in. Sometimes God wants our story to be different. Sometimes they have to go away for a little bit and come back. But you have to be so careful when you open that door again, because it's really hard to say hello when you're scared that they're going to just say bye again. So be wise about how you go about things. But always cling on to God. When you're going through things like this, when you're going through hardship, when you're dealing with heartbreak, God is going to be the one who's there for you. So praise Him even when it hurts. And that song is so good. So good. So I just want to encourage you with all of this, and I hope that it helped you, and I hope that it did something for you, because I know what it's like to hurt. I know what it's like to love someone and pour everything you can into them, and they just shut you away like it's nothing. I get it. It hurts. But remember that pain is temporary. And eventually, it'll go away. Things will get better. You'll keep going about your life. Sometimes you'll think about them. You'll wonder what they're doing at 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. But whenever they cross your mind, just sit there and pray about them. Send up a short prayer. I hope they're doing good, God. Help them to have a good day. It's honestly the little things in life. And don't let someone waste your energy and your time. If they don't want to be there, then okay. Like I said before, you don't have that long in this lifetime. So go out and encourage other people and be there for those who need you. I love you guys so much, and I hope that this helped you, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. And if you ever need anything, always, you can email me, you can DM me, whatever. I'm here for you guys. And I know what it feels like. I've been through a lot. You're so loved, and I'll see you guys soon.